The Tattered Cover bookstore chain announced this week it is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. 3 stores will close and at least 27 employees will be let go as a result.
To explain what this means for the business and those employees, we're going to bring in our legal expert, Whitney Traylor. Thank you for joining us. Whitney, I think the first thing is this kind of took a lot of us by surprise. I mean, they just expanded into the airport. They're all over the place, seem to be doing great with this new diverse ownership group. What happened here? I mean, what happened to where now they're filing for bankruptcy?
Yeah, that's a great point, Alex, that they seem to be doing well. There was new ownership in 2020. They, as you mentioned, they expanded, although Hudson is actually the owner of the unit in DIA, but essentially it sounds like they just got spread too thin. And so when you look at big picture, what bankruptcy law does is there's different chapters and they allow you to do different things, but essentially bankruptcy allows a business an opportunity to kind of get back on its feet, particularly this type of bankruptcy. So they filed for a reorganization. That's a Chapter 11. So that gives them, it's an opportunity to rehabilitate the debtor, and it holds the creditors at bay while they develop a payment plan. And so they will apparently have, if the court approves it, they'll have access to $1 million in debtor and possession financing, and they'll be run by a new company that's formed by some of the current board of directors.
You know, for those of us that remember the Tattered Cover in its day back in Cherry Creek, at this unbelievable independent bookstore, what does this mean for customers? Can they still find what they love and be able to find it even though they won't have as many stores to go to?
Yeah, you know, it's a mixed bag, and I remember those times too, Kim. I'm a native, and so it was, just a whole experience going there now. And so what it means, though, is according to the plan, if the court approves it, they'll close down three of their stores. They'll maintain the one on Colfax and a couple others. And so that may work to the benefit, though, of consumers, because there were so few books in a lot of the stores. And so now what they're going to do is consolidate, and hopefully then they'll have their shelves filled. So that's kind of the biggest change. Of course, they're going to have to let go of employees. It sounds like they're going to let go of about 30 of 107 employees. So that'll have some impact. And so obviously what we can do as consumers and people who love the history of the Tattered Covers to go and patronize them and give them business.
Yeah, when you talk about the employees, I remember back in 2020 we did so many stories about like the restructuring of the organization and the way that these employees talked about Tattered Cover and what it was like to work there. They loved working at this place, so your heart breaks for them knowing that they're going to have to find work elsewhere.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's a mainstay in Denver as well. And so we're losing out, and it sounds like, I mean, this is a cautionary tale. It sounds like, I mean, partly it was the pandemic when they went into the new ownership. And then, of course, Kwame Spearman, he jumped in the mayoral race and then jumped out of that. And then now he's in the school board. So he stepped down as CEO. So, I mean, this is for business schools, this is something to look at. They were spread too thin. I heard that there was some employee unhappiness. And so there was a mix of things that came together, but this is something you've heard Donald Trump say many times because he's used bankruptcy in his companies, and this is what Tattered Cover is saying, is they're saying, hey, we're using the bankruptcy laws to our advantage, we're just doing a reorganization, we're going to have this access to other money, and we're going to be back on our feet. So we'll see probably beginning of next year and see how they look if the court approves all of it, which I would suspect they would.
Thank you for putting perspective into that. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew, so to speak, and spread yourself too thin, but we all dream of those big author talks and that experience again.
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful spaces. It's a jarring headline when you just see bankruptcy. It's like, oh no, don't leave us, don't leave us. But thank you for adding that perspective. Reorganization, they'll be back better than ever is what we hope.
For sure, and I'll be there in about an hour. I'm going by the one on Colfax on my way home. Yeah, I have 2 books I have to get, so everybody, if you see me, don't act weird. Just say hello and
say hey.
So silly. Okay.
Whitney in the wild. In person next week, okay? Whitney,
yes, I'm in the Bianchi box.
I feel. In the box.
Yes, and I have his headpiece, so I feel really special.
Wow, aren't you feeling?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. All right, thanks.